When I hang out in Tokyo, there are so many foreign tourists. But I also see many tourists make the same mistake when they travel to Tokyo. For example, first mistake I often see is moving around during commuting hours. Do you know how many population we have in Tokyo? It's 14 million. London is 9 million. New York is 8.5 million. Paris is just 2 million. So you understand how crowded Tokyo is. Taking a crowded train is really frustrating. I even don't want to go around the station at the time. So please try to avoid traveling during rush hours, 7 o'clock to 9:30 in the morning and 6 o'clock to 8 o'clock in the evening if it's possible. Not grouping activities together. If you haven't planned your sightseeing in Tokyo properly, it's a big mistake. Well, Tokyo is actually third smallest prefecture in Japan, so it feels like you can get around easily and quickly. However, traveling from Shibuya here to Asakusa Station, it takes roughly 1 hour. So if you come to Shibuya, you should go to Shinjuku and Harajuku as well at the same day, because it just takes 10 minutes away from here. And then another day, if you go to Asakusa, you can also visit Sky Tree at the same day as well. So it's a good idea to check Tokyo map first and make your travel plan in Tokyo properly. And then you can save a lot of time. Believing Tokyo is the best city for sightseeing. Well, Tokyo is a definitely great city, but if you want to experience Japanese things or Japanese culture, you should go to other cities as well. For example, the temples and shrines in Nara and Kyoto are impressive. Hot springs in the countryside offer a different experience from the ones in Tokyo. So if you are planning to stay in Tokyo for a week, for example, you should visit other places such as Nara and Kyoto as I explained. Hokkaido, Okinawa, or Hiroshima, or Kanazawa are also really good places to visit. So please consider your travel plan again if you are planning to stay in Tokyo for a week or maybe 5 days is already enough. Listen, cash is still king in Japan. Well, actually, you can use cashless payment at some stores like convenience stores. However, unfortunately, you still need cash at some places such as food stores, ramen restaurants, and shrines and temples. So if you don't bring cash, even in Tokyo, you will miss something to buy or to do something. So don't forget to bring cash. Not wearing slip-on shoes. You will actually walk a lot while traveling to Tokyo more than you expected. So it's very important to wear comfortable shoes. In Japan, in addition, you sometimes need to take off your shoes, for example, Japanese inns, Japanese pubs, or Japanese restaurants. So if you don't wear comfortable shoes, you will regret in Japan. So don't forget to bring comfortable shoes and easy to take off. Not knowing public manners. Well, Japan is a country that is strict about public manners. Well, especially in Tokyo, there are a lot of people going and coming. So it's very important to not disturb others. But in particular, be careful about speaking loudly in public places, such as trains and buses. This is a mistake that many tourists make unconsciously. Also, be careful not to stop in the middle of the road to take photos, as this can be very annoying. So it's very important to remember it's not only you, but others in public places, especially in Tokyo. Not knowing smoking rules. Oh wait, even though you don't smoke, this topic is important for non-smokers and smokers. In Japan, there are some restaurants that allow customers to smoke inside. Many pubs in particular allow smoking indoors, so if you don't like smoking, be sure to look at the sign on the door before entering. On the other hand, if you do smoke outside of a designated area, you will be subject to a fine. So please make sure not smoke outside of smoking area in Tokyo. Finding trash bin is easy. If you think finding trash bin is easy in Tokyo, it's a big mistake. Because of safety reasons, we can't find many trash bins in the street in Tokyo. So if you find trash bins in the street in Tokyo, be sure to throw away your rubbish. Places where trash cans are often found including shopping malls, convenience stores and train stations sometimes. However, be careful, it's not a good manner, for example, going to convenience stores just to throw away your rubbish. So in my case, if I want to throw away my rubbish in convenience stores, I go there and then buy some products there. After that, I throw away my rubbish there. In case you can't throw away your rubbish right away, it's a good idea to bring a small bag for temporary container for your garbage. Going to only popular chain restaurant. So please imagine, if I go to your country and go to popular chain restaurants in your country, you probably say to me, hey now, you should not go there. There are so many other good restaurants in your country. So it's same here in Japan. Of course, it doesn't mean chain restaurants in Japan are not worth trying, but it should be a last resort. Listen, you are traveling to Tokyo, one of the best cities in the world, so you can find so many excellent restaurants which you can't find anywhere else. But I recommend finding a restaurant through Tabelog, which has an English version, so that you can check the rating, costs, menus, and seat availability as well. If the score is over 3.5, it's basically good restaurant. So this is how we Japanese find the restaurant to go to, so please try it when you come to Japan. Not booking a restaurant on weekends. Now, you all know how crowded Tokyo is, so it's a bit reckless to go to a restaurant without reservation on weekends. There is always long queue at popular restaurant in Tokyo, even though it's not lunchtime or dinner time. So please make a restaurant reservation in advance, especially on weekend. If it's difficult because of language reason, it's a good idea to go to a restaurant a bit earlier. For example, 11 o'clock for lunchtime or 6 o'clock for the dinner time. And then you probably find a seat even though it's on weekends, not knowing how to eat Japanese food properly. Sushi, ramen, and yakiniku are popular Japanese food everyone probably eats. If you plan to eat these Japanese foods, be sure to know how to eat them properly. For example, if it's sushi or yakiniku, eat a strong flavor later. Ramen doesn't taste good if it gets soggy. Don't wait for others. Eat it as soon as it's served. But in addition, it's better to slurp and eat because you can feel the flavor better. We explain how to eat each dish deliciously in other videos, so be sure to watch them after this video. Using a taxi. Well, taxi in Japan is a bit expensive. For example, if you go to Shibuya from Shinjuku by taxi, it takes about 20 minutes and costs about $20. But if it's by train, it takes 10 minutes and costs just $1. But in addition, it's sometimes difficult to catch a taxi, especially at night. Tokyo has so many train lines, and basically you can go anywhere in Tokyo by train. So as far as you really need it, you are so exhausted and can't walk anymore, it's a good idea to travel around by train, not using taxi in Tokyo. Arriving at Narita Airport. Most of you use either Narita or Haneda Airport when you come to Tokyo. Although Narita Airport is the biggest airport in Japan, but it's not located in Tokyo, but it's in Chiba Prefecture. If you land in Narita Airport, you need to consider extra money and time to come to Tokyo. Therefore, it's a good idea to use Haneda Airport instead of Narita Airport. Either bus or train can get you to Tokyo Station within 30 to 40 minutes. The cost difference might not be so significant, but you can save time and energy. So unless you don't have a specific reason, it's a good idea to use Haneda Airport instead of Narita Airport. Not buying an IC card. If you don't get IC card at the airport in Japan, it's a big mistake. Buying a paper ticket to get a train isn't easy, but especially if you need to change trains run by different companies. But even for me as Japanese, it's a bit complicated. While in this video is recorded in December 2023, you won't be able to buy IC cards unfortunately because of lack of semiconductors. However, if it's possible to buy again, don't forget to buy an IC card shortly after arriving at the airport for smooth travel to Tokyo. Believing Tokyo is safe. If you feel Tokyo is safe, it's half right but half wrong. Yes, even though you lost your wallet in Japan, you would get it back sometimes. Well, actually, I lost my wallet several times when I was young. I got it back most of the time, but not all the time. But in fact, 60% of lost wallet were returned to their owner. But it also means 40% are still lost and not never back. So please make sure not to leave your belongings even in Japan. Going to lift off the bar. When you're walking down the street at night and haven't yet decided on a restaurant to go to, you may be approached by someone. If someone on the street approaches you, please don't follow them because they might be attacked from a lift of the bar. But some people even don't notice until they check the bell at restaurant or bar and end up paying ridiculously expensive money. So please don't follow them in Japan. Believing Japanese are kind. But many people believe Japanese people are kind, but that's a huge misunderstanding. But no, it's kidding. I'm sure most Japanese people are kind and want to help you. But however, you also need to know some Japanese people may ignore you because they don't speak English. But Japanese people are not good at speaking English and hesitate to speak with you. So even though they ignore you, they are uncomfortable speaking English. It's not other reason. So we introduce simple phrases that are useful when asking Japanese people something. So please also watch this video later too.